Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at some of these coins, shall we? And just to let you know, on the horizon we see a strong chance in the coming weeks, not days, but weeks, a very, very strong alt season, and that is governed by this Bitcoin dominance here. You see it's in a descending channel, which is technically bullish, so it may not happen, but it looks as though it probably will happen, but not this week, maybe not next week, but in the week, the second week of December. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try and have a look at some of these small cap coins, these newer cap coins, which are likely to rally in the wake of that pullback with this. Now, obviously, you don't need me to tell you now that the Bitcoin is continuing with its bullish phase. We had a head and shoulders pattern this morning here on the hourly chart, which is something that we were kind of hoping would play out, and it didn't. It's not very often that you get head and shoulders break the opposite way, but when it does break the opposite way, it is a very bullish sign. So, I mean, you know, what we saw here, we got the shoulder, the neckline here, and another shoulder, and then when we actually did break the neckline here, I was getting personally a little bit excited that we were going to have that pullback, because the pullback I was expecting would have brought us down to around about this level. This it's not specifically a price target, it's an exponential moving average target of the 200 exponential on the hourly. Now, we haven't really tested it for a very long time, and we will inevitably at some point come down to test it. Who knows where it'll be at that stage, but when we do, we get significant buybacks. Now, this would have been the full-on hardcore target, bringing us down to around about 16,700, which again is still a very high price for those of us who are still holding on to some Bitcoin, which I hope most of you are. But if you're not, don't worry about it. You know, it will come down, but in the way it looks now is that because this has been invalidated and this is a strong bearish signal, if it gets invalidated, it's pretty bullish. So it would appear to me at this stage that we are going bullish. Now, the last straw on this one was this this downwards, I suppose you could call it supposed to be a resistance trend line, and it broke out of that. So now we're out of that. This is only an hourly chart, by the way. We're out of that, and we're now currently riding up above the 10 exponential moving average again, and it won't take too long for this to start facing up, and we'll continue to ride this one up. Maybe we'll be looking at areas maybe of $1,000 higher than this. I'm not saying we're going to 20,000 anytime soon. Now, we definitely could. I mean, anything is possible at this point. It's going parabolic, which is the scary thing about it, because those of you who have been in the market for as long as me know what parabolic moves do. We've seen it. Most of you have probably seen it with Bitcoin in the past, but we've also seen it with many altcoin. And so when parabolic moves happen, they do often correct. And the worst thing about it is that they correct for quite a long period of time. So that's not really what we want to see, but it would appear as though we're gonna see something along those lines. Now, in that taking place, so what's going to happen, in my opinion, at this point now, so Bitcoin's going to rally. It's going to take some alts with it in this run, and then it will correct. Now, the correction points could be around about 19,100, or it could even be at the all-time high. And then if it did get to the all-time high, I bet you it will overshoot it, and then it will pull back dramatically. Anyway, that's enough about Bitcoin. What we want to know about is the altcoins. So again, like I say, we're about to enter into what I would say would be an alt season in maybe about 3 weeks. We should get rejected around on this trend line, most likely where this red cloud begins. This trend line is, this channel, if you like, it has been playing out for quite a while now, over a year, and because of that, it's relatively reliable. Did you see that glitch? Did you just see that glitch? Anyway, what we need to look at now is not the obvious choices. So that you wouldn't be wrong in thinking things like Litecoin are going to rally, even XRP is going to rally, Ethereum is going to rally, but where are the real rallies going to take place? Is there some things that are hiding, in plain sight? And I think there probably is. So we'll look at some of those now. So the first one I'm going to be telling you about here is Easy. Now, Easy is on Binance, and it's only tradable between Ethereum and Easy. So you can't use it with Bitcoin, and not with Tether. It's relatively new, and it's pumped massively, and it's now correcting. It's found itself a relatively decent base around this level. It's stuck beneath this cloud. And remember, I'm telling you now that the alt season is likely to begin in about 3 weeks. about 3 weeks from now is roughly when I anticipate the big alt rally, and that could quite easily come after a big correction or a big dump with Bitcoin, including altcoins. So I'm not saying buy anything now, I'm just saying keep your eyes peeled. There are some interesting prospects out there, and this is one of them. So when we're looking at this is a 4-hourly chart. We'll go to a daily. We don't have a great deal of information because it's a relatively new chart, but what we can see is that it's trying to reclaim this 10 exponential moving average, which is always an important one in the event of rallying. Now this is the center of the Bollinger Band basically, or the 20 simple moving average. Breaking above there will also be extremely bullish, and if we were to buy this token now, which I'm not saying do that, even though I have bought some, but it's only for my trading bots. My trading bots really do enjoy doing this pairing, the easy to ETH trading pair. If you want to know more about the trading bots, I've got tutorials. I'll leave a link above my head. Get yourself set up to use the trading bots. It's really enjoying this pair because the trading bots enjoy volatility in a specific range, which is basically what we've been having here. If you look at this 15-minute chart, this is basically the range that I've been looking to play out. My bottom side is the bots area to be buying at and selling at the top of this range. There's also got a trailing chart here, so I've got a range basically within 38% range, which is pretty good, and the bots enjoy that, and they've basically been buying and selling all of this volatility, and as you can see it's quite a range, and both of these assets are essentially going up. It's not like I'm buying and selling into Tether, I'm buying and selling into Ethereum, which essentially is going up, and again I'm expecting the alt season in 3 weeks, so it's all basically going to go up. So it's a perfect pair for a trading bot, and extreme volatility within a certain range. It's perfect. I've gone on too much about the bots. I'll leave you to have a look at those videos if you want to. But in general, we'll go to a smaller time frame. In general, on the 4-hourly chart, this one does look kind of ready to even break out, possibly even now. It's found itself a base. It's creeping up beneath the 0 point on the MACD with a cross. The volume is very, very low, which is a good sign, because when the volume starts to pour in, it means that it's going to launch higher than most coins with high volume. The higher the volume, the more volume that enters the market, or should I say the more money that enters the market. It still increases the volume, but not by a great deal. If you look at this volume, it's tailed off to very, very low areas, which means that when the money starts to pour in, the candles will be extremely large. I'll be looking to see these areas and higher, so we'll measure that out from where we are at right now, right to the top there. That's 147%, so that's a 1.5x basically, which could happen quite quickly. Considering this is a new token, I think it's extremely undervalued. The alt season's in 3 weeks, and this Ichimoku cloud is going to be gone by what time is it? Oh, this will be gone by the end of the week. So again, I'm owning this at the moment anyway, because the bots are trading between Ethereum and Easy, but this is definitely on my radar for a big pump in the next 3 weeks. The next one we'll be looking at has already pumped today significantly, but there's plenty more room to go on this one. It's FET, so Fetch AI, extremely undervalued again. And if we have a look back in history, this is one of the Binance IEOs that came out originally at 48 cents, which was, I suppose, quite a high price for this. It travelled all the way down, retraced by 98%. Oof. Could you imagine? I mean, some people don't need to imagine that. They are living that nightmare. But I'm not saying it's going to go back up here. I mean, that would be amazing if it did. But that would be like a 10x from where we are at right now. But what we're looking at now is a similar sort of play out. We're on the daily chart here. This Ichimoku cloud is leveling out. We're touching, I think, what would be considered the top at the moment. And this is going to bring us into, I suppose the first week of December, into the second week. So that ties in quite nicely with the Bitcoin dominance chart, which I believe will have rejected and will be going down at that level, causing the alt season. So FET AI is definitely looking good. If we look at this on the daily chart, MACD approaching the 0 point, so about to cross into extreme bullish territory. I do think we're going to get a rejection here because this is a big move. These last few days, a very big move. High volatility. I saw this pump the other day. I mentioned it on my Telegram, said this is the one I'm looking at the moment, and basically I didn't bother buying it. I've just been too busy to buy it. But if I had have bought it when I said I'm looking at it, it would have been around this level. I would have seen a 30% move. So shame on me. But don't worry, there's plenty of room to move on this one. So wait for the rejection. We are at the 200 exponential, probably coming back down, maybe even to the center of the Bollinger Band again. And like I say, I'm not expecting massive moves from any of these immediately, but the alt season will take these with it quite significantly. But at the moment, I wouldn't want to buy into this at this level. I would be expecting a rejection, and probably quite a significant one at that. And the last one I'm going to be talking about, and I've spoken about it before, is Ocean. So Ocean Protocol, this is a bit of a booming chart, really. Apart from the fact that right now we're coming back down to the centre of the Bollinger Band, and also we're looking like we're going to get a negative cross. In fact, we've got it already, a negative cross on the MACD there. The MACD's high into bullish territory though, so it's unlike these other two coins that we've looked at, which are kind of recovering from a consolidation. This one's relatively new and could easily blow its top off. Now, another thing with chart formations, I'm not really into them that much, but there's something called a cupping handle, and this one's interesting because what we've got here, I've already drawn it in, but I'll draw it again. There's your cup and there's your handle, and then another interesting component to this is that, look, here's a cup and here's a handle. And normally what would happen after a cupping handle is you get the cup, you get the handle, and then you rock it all the way up. Not go left. You don't go left, you just go up. I'm all over the place. So you basically, the idea is that it should launch after the cupping handle is created. So we've got the cup, the big cup, and the handle, and then we've got another cup and a handle. So the chances are it is going to go up, but not without, I don't believe, a correction, because I do believe a correction's coming. This one doesn't look ready to actually make that big move, but I would certainly be looking at buying it down at the Bollinger Band again, which is anywhere around about 52 cent. Definitely worth picking that one up at that level. If it did break down from there, it would be quite nasty, because it's been above the center of this Bollinger Band on the daily for quite a while now. You do get decent buybacks pretty much every time it hits it. Look at these wicks, they're quite sharp. So big buyback, dump, buyback, even launched into the next day, dump to the Bollinger Band, buyback, dump, buyback, dump, buyback, and then it kind of blew its top off here, and then finally back down to test it, buy back, and again down to test it here. So we kind of missed our opportunity today, but I don't think that's the last one. It seems to follow a pattern. It's a really good mover at the moment. It's reasonably predictable in its moves. So the next time we come down to test it, I would expect another big move, maybe up to its previous high as a 20% move. But in the season, the alt season that's coming, that's when I expect the giant cupping handle to play out, and that's when we'll see big moves. So we should at the alt season in 3 weeks' time or so, we should easily be taking out this all-time high, and then at that point it's kind of like what's considered a blue sky breakout. It'll be finding new prices, and I'm not the only one that said it, but it kind of looks and reminds me and feels a bit like the way that Chainlink looked a couple of years ago. It was around this price for a little while, and then it just launched. Now there was fundamental reasons for that, not governed by the chart, but also I don't know if you understand much about the ins and outs of some of these projects, but this one actually has a very good opportunity to launch. This fundamental basis is quite strong, and it's all about I suppose AI, the best type of AI that you can get, privacy of data, and harvesting that data in a private and secure way, and data is the new gold, basically. So there is plenty of market cap to be had, and there doesn't appear to be any competitors for it. So fundamentally, this is one of the strongest tokens that I've looked at in a while, and I think it's just brewing and simmering, and these prices will be blown out of the sky at some point once the correct deal has been made. It is already working with German government, from what I understand. So there is a lot of there's a lot of good things coming out about this token, and they're just waiting, I suppose, for, I don't know, being able to sign a deal with Facebook to harvest their data in a safe and secure fashion. I don't know, something along those lines. That's all it would really need, and that's basically what it's kind of designed for, feeding the AI with information without obviously allowing that information from yours and my information to be compromised in any way. So a simple private, secure way to filter data into AI to solve complex problems. So it sounds very much like something that I would like to be part of. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there. They're my three little gems for the moment. I'll be bringing out some more of these, but these three specifically, I expect to do very well in December. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to know more about the bot, please check out my channel and join the Telegram group. I've got all kinds of stuff going on in there. It's just a chat. It's nothing more than that. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.